Behind every smile and bow to America's families, he was keeping a list. 7 music legends whose darkness he spotted long before the world knew, and he vowed they'd never fool his audience the way they fooled him. Ed Sullivan wasn't just a stiff-postured host who brought rock and roll into America's living rooms every Sunday night. He was a shrewd judge of character who witnessed what happened when the cameras stopped rolling, and what he saw in certain performers left him convinced he was dealing with something genuinely evil. While millions watched carefully staged performances on the Ed Sullivan Show, Sullivan maintained a secret list of musicians whose talent he admired, but whose personal conduct ranged from disturbing to criminal. And tonight we reveal all 7 names that made him say never again. At the top sits Jerry Lee Lewis, whose pounding piano and wild performances as the Killer had positioned him as a rival to Elvis Presley until the shocking 1958 discovery that the 22-year-old had married his 13-year-old cousin Myra Gale Brown. Sullivan was so furious he blacklisted Lewis for life, and what he couldn't have known was that this scandal was just the beginning, as 2 of Lewis's 7 wives would later die under mysterious circumstances. Then there's James Brown, whose electrifying stage presence earned Sullivan's praise as the hardest working man in show business. But backstage staff recalled Sullivan allegedly saying Brown had a devil's energy in him after witnessing his treatment of band members and hearing stories about brutal domestic violence against multiple wives and girlfriends. Chuck Berry created rock and roll as we know it, but Sullivan booked him once and regretted it forever after learning about Berry's armed robbery conviction and his 1959 arrest for transporting a 14-year-old girl across state lines, which led to 20 months in prison. Crimes involving minors crossed a line Sullivan wouldn't ignore regardless of talent. Elvis Presley's case proves most controversial since Sullivan initially refused to book him, then famously censored him by filming only from the waist up. But staff members revealed Sullivan's concerns went beyond hip-swinging to something he found unhealthy about Elvis's almost religious hold over young girls, particularly given his relationship with Priscilla Boyd that began when she was just 14 and he was 24. Phil Spector never appeared as a performer despite revolutionizing pop music with his wall of sound, because Sullivan deliberately refused to feature him, telling staff there was something deeply wrong with Spector. Decades later, Spector would murder actress Lana Clarkson in his mansion, exactly the kind of violence Sullivan had apparently sensed years earlier. Ike Turner brought explosive energy alongside Tina Turner, but Sullivan noticed how Ike watched Tina's every move and maintained an icy distance from him while developing warmth toward Tina, recognizing the abuse she'd later reveal in her autobiography about years of severe beatings and living in constant fear. Finally, Jim Morrison earned a permanent ban not for his misconduct, but for looking Sullivan in the eye, promising to change the lyric girl we couldn't get much higher to avoid drug references than defiantly singing the original words on live television. Sullivan refused to shake the Doors' hands afterward and told their producer, "You will never do the Sullivan Show again." Seeing Morrison's broken promise is evidence of self-destructive character flaws that would lead to his death at 27. So, which of these shocking revelations surprised you most? If you enjoy these untold stories from television's golden age, don't forget to subscribe to Old Hollywood Pulse. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.